What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything you need to know about on a daily basis, including the stock markets, money, investing, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so, and I will keep you up to date here. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, thanks so much for hitting the like button for us down below. Okay, President Biden has announced that he is going to be releasing 1 million barrels of oil from our strategic oil reserves per day for the next 6 months in an effort to try to reduce oil prices. So 1 million barrels of oil per day for the next 6 months. So this will not, so there's a couple different things about this. So experts say that this will lower the price of oil over time. Some people say that this will have a effect. Some people say not so much. But the price of oil has already dropped dramatically. Some people say it's a coincidence. Some people say not. But as you can see here, oil, the price of oil, which directly influences the price of gasoline and diesel, oil has posted its biggest weekly drop in more than 10 years. Now, whether or not this has to do with President Biden's announcement, well, whether it's a coincidence or not, you can let me know. The old famous TV quote, there's no big coincidences and small coincidences. Let me know if you know what TV show that's from. If you do, you're a TV show buff. Comment down below if you know what TV show that's from. Yeah, one of my favorites. But oil, the price of oil has dropped dramatically. Yeah, as you can see here, WTI crude currently at $99 a barrel. $99 a barrel, which it peaked at around 135, so it's down by about 35%. Brent crude at 104, that peaked at around 140. So again, down by about 35%. So the price of gas should be coming down here. I say should be because, well, we know that gas companies are literally gouging us by the day. So let me know if you're seeing price of gas come down here in the next several days. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully you will too. But there's some other members working against us. As you can see here, OPEC, Russia, and the Arab nations refuse to increase oil output for the world because, remember, the price of oil is traded on a global output, and the price of oil is global, not just in the U.S. And OPEC is refusing to increase oil output more than the normal schedule as the U.S. announces the massive release of the oil reserves. And OPEC says, nope, we're not going to increase oil outputs more than already scheduled. Here's what they said. OPEC and its allies, including Russia, that's right, decided on Thursday to stick with a schedule of gradual production increases as the U.S. has already announced the unprecedented release from its national strategic petroleum reserves in an attempt to bring down gasoline prices. OPEC said that it would boost crude output by 432,000 barrels a day that they had already announced as it works to restore pre-pandemic levels of production, according to a statement. That's up slightly from the 400,000 barrels per day that they were already doing in previous months. The oil-producing nations have resisted pressure from the U.S. and European countries to pump more crude as prices soar, exacerbating already sky-high inflation. The high prices have also helped Russia to offset the pain of Western sanctions imposed over its invasion of Ukraine still going on right now. This comes as President Biden has ordered a record-setting 180 million barrels of oil to be released over the next 180 days. Yeah, that would be 1 million barrels per day over the next 180 days. Yeah, so literally, Russia is fighting against us, whether you realize it or not. And so are the Arab nations. With inflation, the price of gas, and everything, as well as the large oil companies, BP, Chevron, Exxon, they're literally price gouging us by the day. If you watched my previous video, you know why. But now I want to move on to a lot of states that are stepping up in multiple different ways. Um, let's just jump right in because I got a lot of different states that are kind of stepping up in multiple different ways. Check this out. Let's start with the state of Maryland. I'll give you an idea of how states are giving back to their residents in more ways than one. Maryland had previously given out a stimulus check. We'll get to that here in a second. And now they're doing even more. Check this out.
Helping more Marylanders keep more money in their own pockets. Just hours ago, Governor Hogan signs a set of bills dubbed the largest tax cut package in Maryland's history. WJZ is live. Ava Joy Burnett with a look at who will benefit thanks to a massive budget surplus. Ava Joy.
Hi, Vic. Well, this tax cut package, it's more than $1 billion. And there's a little bit of something in there for a lot of Marylanders, from babies all the way to senior citizens. After years in office, Governor Larry Hogan will finally get one of his wishes, a tax break for senior citizens.
Our state is in a stronger fiscal position today than it has ever been before. And because of that, we are able to keep that commitment to Maryland's retirees.
The governor, with Democratic leaders by his side, signed several bills, including one that would give a tax break to most retirees, and in some cases, people 65 and older would no longer have to pay state income tax. News of the package.
Sure. I'm for it.
Had the support of people from all walks of life.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I really do. I've worked all my life.
Every time I go in the store, something that I'm purchasing is more expensive than it was the day before.
Another bill the governor signed today would help parents by getting rid of the sales tax for childcare items like diapers, car seats, and even baby bottles.
The bills we're signing today will give families and seniors a needed tax break.
Maryland has a historic surplus. We need to, and we are, investing in vulnerable populations who have spent a lifetime caring for others.
The slew of bills also has some help for people who are trying to find work. There will be tax incentives for employers who hire folks who have a tough time getting a job, like people with disabilities or those with a criminal record.
I think getting people back into the workforce is really important. Those incentives would be a positive thing.
Yeah, so you could see here, Maryland is signing a $1.86 billion tax cut package into law, including a bill that eliminates the income tax for most retirees in the state and create a tax credit of $1,000 for residents aged 65 and older whose income does not exceed $1,000. And a credit of $1,750 for couples aged 65 and older whose income does not exceed $150,000. Both credits go against the state's collection of income tax. I believe they said it starts on July 1st. The bill expands the limits of taxes for retired law enforcement, correction officers, fire, rescue, and emergency services personnel between the ages of 55. Other bills in the package waive the sales tax for child care and health products, create a tax credit for businesses that hire and retain workers from underserviced communities. The cut is expected to impact 80% of seniors in the state, a group that accounts for nearly 16% of the state's population. Part of the windfall was also used for a 30-day gas tax holiday as well. Also, sales tax changes are expected to save families $115 million, and work opportunity tax credit is expected to give small businesses money as well. Also, previously in 2021, Maryland had a stimulus check with $500 payments for families and $300 payments for individuals who filed for the Earned Income Tax Credit, similar to federal stimulus payments that went out to people that made less than $50,000 and went out to 400,000 Marylanders. Yeah, so good job for the state of Maryland. Next up, the state of Tennessee. Governor Lee is looking to combine a grocery tax holiday with a professional privilege cut. The state of Tennessee wants to pair a grocery sales tax holiday with a reduction in taxes for lawyers, lobbyists, and investment advisors. A little bit strange on that one. I'm not sure if lawyers need a reduction on taxes or lobbyists. A little bit strange on that one. You guys can let me know your thoughts here on this one. Lee released his updated budget plan on Tuesday, which contains the proposal for a 1-month sales tax holiday on groceries. That's a good one. And permanent reduction in the reduction in the professional privilege tax from $400 per year to $300 per year. A permanent reduction in the professional privilege tax. Okay. I don't know, whatever. Republicans and the professional communities, the tax targets, have long sought to eliminate the privilege tax. The tax applies to around 200,000 people working as lawyers, doctors, lobbyists, and investment advisors and stockbrokers. About 3/4 who pay the yearly tax live out of state, which is even more strange. They said, quote, "It is very discriminatory in who it reaches." All right. And the proposal would cost the state $20 million per year, while the permanent cut would cost $80 million per year. Really strange. The state's sales tax rate for groceries stands at 4%, which I really don't think there should be a sales tax on groceries. It's people need food to survive. And a lot of states don't even have sales tax on groceries. And local governments can add as much as 2.75%. The state has vowed to reimburse local governments during the sales tax holiday. The state will lose about $80 million in revenue if implemented. For consumers, if families spend as much as $1,000 on groceries a month, they would save as much as $67.50 depending on where they live. The grocery sales tax is about 4 to 5 times the provisional privilege tax cut. And that's exactly how it should be. Another idea floated by Republicans is to waive the vehicle registration tax cut for 1 year. I don't know. Tennessee sounds like they could be doing a lot more, but you let me know your thoughts if you're from Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee is a very requested state in my comments section. I see you guys. I see your comments. Let me know your thoughts. And here is yet another state. Check this out.
Authority changing vehicle standards in this country to try and tame prices at the pump. By 2026, all new vehicles sold in the U.S. will have to travel an average of at least 40 miles per gallon. Now, this all comes as today Connecticut drivers get a break at the pump. The state's gas tax cut to help with high prices. So what about Rhode Island? Hello, once again, I'm Dan Janik.
And I'm Emily Bowles. No such relief yet in Rhode Island or Massachusetts. NBC 10's Brian Crandall is live in Providence with the latest from Governor Dan McKee on whether relief is coming. Brian.
Well, hi, Emily and Dan. Yeah, Governor Dan McKee today signaled that relief at the pump could be coming soon, but he also tamped down expectations on how much a cut in the gas tax could save you. A familiar refrain at the pump.
Whatever they can do to kind of keep it down, and that's what I think they should do.
Any help we can get.
As gas prices have stabilized, but still way too high for most people's liking and budget. Connecticut's 3-month-long 25-cent cut in the gas tax takes effect today. In no apparent hurry, though, Rhode Island is still in the thinking about it stage.
We're looking at it, and we know it's a problem.
Rhode Island's gas tax is 34 cents a gallon.
I would think that at some point in time, within the next few weeks, we'll have something that makes sense. But But it is something that I think that we need to address because we know that families are, struggling at the gas pump.
And McKee says he has been in talks with legislative leaders on coming up with a plan.
Yeah, so a lot of states doing a lot of different kind of type of helps, including some stimulus checks here. I just did a really big video on states that are doing stimulus checks as well as the federal government. I'll link you to that video here in a moment so you can watch that. But first, in today's episode of You Can't Make This Stuff Up, check this out. The Russian Aviation Authority had to switch to paper after losing 65 terabytes of data after being hacked. Yeah, so imagine if you were in the plane here in the United States and the towers had to literally switch to paper as all their computer systems went down. That's what happened in Russia. I know you can't make this stuff up, but this is what happened. Because remember that hackers across the world are literally kind of uniting and hacking Russia. Not necessarily like the US government, but like rogue hackers, like Anonymous and stuff. Yeah, I'll pair this with another story here in a second here. The Federal Air Transportation Agency, Rystavia, good luck pronouncing that, is responsible for overseeing the civil aviation industry in Russia. Its website went offline on Monday and has been unreachable since. Due to the temporary lack of access to the internet and a malfunction in electronic document management system of the Federal Air Transport Agency, the Federal Air Transport Agency is switching to a paper version. Reads a statement signed by the Russian agency's head. They said that they were hit by a severe cyber attack on Saturday, leading to the collapse of its entire network, and that all their files were allegedly erased. Approximately 65 terabytes of data was lost. Yeah. Also, in related news, French air safety officials say that Russia is responsible for GPS jamming in Europe. So, French air safety officials say that Russia is jamming the GPS air signals of airplanes in Europe, which could cause airplanes to literally crash. And don't forget that we literally just seen this happen in China. I'm not saying that that is what happened, but and I'm not saying that happened at all. But this is what this is what people from French are saying. You can see here, Russia is to blame for recent GPS jamming incidences that have affected aircraft over Finland, the Baltic Sea, and near Russia's Kaliningrad exclave, a top French air safety official has said. In an interview with Bloomberg, the head of satellite navigation and the direction of the DGAC said the GPS disturbances reported by pilot were collateral damage from Russian military activity, and said that in France, a strong military jamming event using one truck could cut out a quarter of French skies. Yeah. And that large areas can be affected outside of conflict zones. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Obviously, things are becoming more and more complicated by the day. There's a lot of collateral damage of complicated things that people are starting to think through, like that we haven't even thought through yet. There's so many collateral systems and complicated things like price of oil and OPEC and air systems and this country versus that country and how it affects everybody here in the world, that we're having to start to think through on a daily basis here, new problems that we're having to problem solve that nobody even thought of a week ago. And the longer this goes on, Russia's now drafting hundreds of thousands of men, new men, to go into the military right now that don't even want to be in the military. They're being drafted. They're not enlisting on their own. So there's going to be 135,000 new men going to war probably that haven't enlisted on their own. So who knows how long this is going to be going on. And who knows how long this is going to affect us here in the U.S. with the price of oil, the price of inflation. We could be talking about this months from now. And don't forget the ever-increasing potential World War III. That is actually a possibility. They've literally confirmed it at the White House that it is a possibility. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything. I'll link you to that video here if you haven't watched it, you need to. Make sure to subscribe down below. If you haven't yet, it's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day on our YouTube channel at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest YouTube video next. And this video shows all the stimulus checks that are currently being discussed on the state level and the federal level. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.